Hey, what is up? Welcome to another live stream. Today I'm actually be sharing my book, The Evil Wolf Chronicles. This is the book that my album was based on. More like this book was based on the album because I wrote the album first. So I was kind of writing the book as I was writing the album, and then I just was nowhere near finishing the book by the time the album was finished. So yeah, but there's gonna be like it's kind of like the Lord of the Rings, where there's gonna be kind of some different, like a couple of parts to it. I haven't written the other parts, but this is like part one, which is called Of Lust and Rage, that I'll be reading. I started an origin story as well, which is gonna have parts to it as well. So I've like started several books with only like the first part finished, but I have that finished as well that I'll do a live reading of sometime. And I'm basically going to take the audio from this live reading and make it available for people to listen to if they want to. Sort of as an audiobook, but not as like I've made an audiobook for my book, The Discourse with the Dragon. It's like dramatized, has music, and I do a little voice acting and stuff like that. This one's just kind of like a plain reading. So, but if you want to check out the dramatized audio version of my book, The Discourse with the Dragon, you can check that out. If you're confused, like, wait, I thought this was a metal band page. You're right, it is. I'm a heavy metal artist to epic fantasy metal. I write my own stories. So, I'm going to read one of those stories. That's available as an ebook if you want to check it out. One of the books has an audio version, like I just said, with dramatized audio, stuff like that, voice acting. It's pretty sick. So if you want a quick escape for a little while, go check it out. It's at firefromheavenshop.com, the Discourse with a Dragon audiobook. And but we're gonna get right into it. So anybody wants to join the chat, feel free. But I'm just gonna be reading the book. So get a swig of coffee. Like I said, I wrote an album about this same story called the Evil Wolf Chronicles, so you can check out the sick metal album um, if you want as well. That's available on any streaming platforms you want to use, whatever your preferred. Just look up Fire from Heaven, the Evil Wolf Chronicles. Now, let's get into the. Um, I wasn't sure if I wanted to read the whole thing or not in one live, but we'll see how far we get. So, The Evil Wolf Chronicles Part 1 of Lust and Rage, written by Andrew Hopper. Chapter 1, The Plague of Shadows. Adarha, a realm of unparalleled beauty and unimaginable horrors, stood as a testament to the duality of existence. From its fertile valleys to its treacherous peaks, the land teemed with mythical creatures, a vivid tapestry woven with angels and demons, spirits and monsters. Amidst this fantastical tapestry, a city kingdom named Wulda rose, its walls encircling a majestic mountain, an impenetrable an impenetrable bastion against the encroaching darkness. At the heart of Wulda, a warrior king ruled with both might and compassion. Alion Wolfheart, renowned for his valor and unwavering resolve, stood as a symbol of hope and defiance against the malevolent forces that plagued Adarha. His name echoed through the lands, a rallying cry in the face of adversity. Just south of the vast giant mountains, whose towering peaks scraped the heavens, Wulda thrived as a sanctuary amidst the chaos. The city's foundation traced back to the Elder Days, when the first rays of civilization pierced the wilderness. Its walls stood as a bulwark, shielding its inhabitants from the encroaching shadows that lurked beyond its gates. Within Wulda, life pulsed in vibrant harmony. Bustling markets filled with merchants haggling over rare artifacts and magical trinkets, while craftsmen honed their skills shaping raw materials into masterful works of art. The air was infused with the scent of exotic spices and the melodies of minstrels, their songs weaving tales of ancient heroes and mythical realms. But beyond the safety of Wolda's walls, a malevolence stirred. The land trembled under the weight of demons and monsters, their presence a constant reminder of the fragility of existence. Shadows crept across the land, veiling the light and ensnaring the hearts of those who succumbed to their insidious whispers. Allion, burdened with the responsibility of safeguarding his people, understood the precariousness of their existence. He knew that his kingdom, no matter how fortified, was merely a beacon of resistance amidst a sea of darkness. His heart bled for the innocent lives caught in the crossfire of this eternal struggle between good and evil. Guided by an unwavering sense of duty and calling from the Creator, Allion, with his loyal companions by his side, ventured beyond the confines of Wolda. Through the treacherous forests and haunted ruins, he sought answers and allies, determined to unravel the mysteries that plagued Adarha and reclaim the world from the clutches of despair. What's everyone think so far? Not quite the end of the chapter, but I wanted to pause there. As the warrior king strode forward, his armor gleaming under the sun's benevolent gaze, he carried the hopes of a shattered realm upon his shoulders. Adarha awaited order to bring them out of constant chaos, a beacon of light to pierce the encroaching darkness and restore balance to a world teetering on the edge of annihilation. Little did Allion know that his own inner demons, his greed and lust for power and other insatiable lusts, threatened to consume him. The struggle between his noble aspirations and the insidious whispers of temptation within his soul would become his greatest challenge, for he was of the Daikatome, and you will soon find out what that means. That's the end of the chapter. Chapter 1. Now, get on to chapter 2. Forget how many chapters there are. At least more than 10, I think. Another swig of coffee. Basically, what I'm doing with this is I'm trying to build my own mythology like Tolkien and C.S. Lewis and stuff like that. My own world and everything. So there's a race called the Daikatome that's going to be explained in the next chapter. They basically have superpowers. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, how original. Have superpowers. I don't care, okay? It's fantasy. So, yeah. You can make it whatever you want. Now, chapter 2, the Daikatome. The Daikatome came into existence amidst the tumultuous war of Shaleg Adarha, a cataclysmic conflict of fire and ice. Nations clashed with the corrupted brothers of Roth and their malevolent forces, turning against the great creator of all. Among the Daikatome, there was one who stood apart, Ader. The first of their kind was not born as a Daikatome, but Akole had other plans for him. In a fateful encounter, Ader confronted Ervos, the formidable father of dragons, with the aid of his father Adareth, and the mighty dragon Vothos. Ader emerged victorious, slaying Ervos. However, victory came at a cost. All three warriors were consumed by the chaos unleashed, plummeting into a deep abyss created by the seismic tremors that shook the world. Ader found himself buried in ashes, and the spirits of Ervos and Vothos intertwining with his essence. An enigmatic spiritual bond united them, an unseen force binding them together. Whether it was the handiwork of the great creator or a sinister magic orchestrated by the brothers of Roth remained a mystery, as the Daikatome had always been shrouded in unpredictability. Some embraced the path of righteousness, while others succumbed to to the allure of darkness. From Ader, the lineage of the Dichotomy emerged, the Dragonhearts, a noble clan born of his blood, became the progenitors of this strange race. To tame and control their inherent powers, every aspiring Dichotomy embarked on the perilous pilgrimage to the heart of the Fire Drake Mountains, a treacherous land teeming with diverse breeds of dragons and many other monsters. There was the city called Ignisara, a great fortification unlike any other, and where the greatest organized military force ever was. These people were not conquerors, however. They deemed the land they held as sacred and did not wish for more, but only to keep that which they had and make it more of itself, and to teach others the same of their own homelands. In the realm of the Dichotomy, a diverse tapestry of beings exists, each with a unique essence encapsulated. I can't even read my own book. Each with a unique essence encapsulated by the fusion of an animal name with the concept of a heart, center, or soul. Among them we find the wolf hearts, known for their fierce loyalty and indomitable spirit, the dragon hearts embodying the majestic power and wisdom of the dragons, the lion hearts radiating regal courage and leadership, the eagle hearts soaring with keen perception and an unyielding spirit. These are but a few examples of the myriad Dichotomy kinds that populate the realms. Yet their origins trace back to Ader, the first Dichotomy, and his wife Evelina, who bore numerous children. Each child became the progenitor of a specific Dichotomy kind, their shared bloodline intertwining with the legacy of their chosen animal. While some fortunate few inherited the sacred title of Dragonheart, wielding both the essence of their animal kin and the awe-inspiring power of the dragons. Through their varied lineages, the realm, through their varied I can't read. Through their varied lineages, the realm thrives with the vibrant presence of these extraordinary beings, each bringing their own strengths and virtues to the intricate tapestry of Dichotomy existence. I am Alion, a member of the Wolf Clan, bound by the legacy of my forefathers. Each son of our lineage undertakes the sacred journey to commune with Ader and his clan, seeking wisdom and mastery over our formidable powers. Yet I deviated from tradition, venturing into the mountains ahead of ordained time. A dire need compelled me. The reclamation of my kingdom from those who scorned my ancestral home and claimed my father's life. As a wolf Dichotomy, the spirits of Adolf and Azeroth dwell within me. They are the essence of the wolf, intertwined with my very being. The constant struggle between their conflicting natures rages within, an eternal battle fought in the depths of my soul. This is my tale, a dark and haunting narrative, told from the depths of a tormented mind, a man torn between two warring sides of his existence. I offer a glimpse into the intricate web of dichotomy that defines me. Oh, I read that wrong. I offer a glimpse into the intricate web of dichotomy that defines me. The forces that shape my destiny are as unpredictable as they are potent, and within their ebb and flow lies the fate of kingdoms and the eternal balance between good and evil. Thus, the curtain rises on a world engulfed in turmoil, where demons and spirits clash, and the dichotomous nature of humanity unfolds. It's a tale where the line between hero and villain blurs, and the destiny of realms hangs by a fragile thread. Will the dichotomy rise as champions of light or succumb to the allure of darkness? Only time will reveal the answer as the echoes of their struggle reverberate through the ages. So that was chapter 2 about the strange Dichotome race. Now, chapter 3. Get into it. Chapter 3, the conflict within. Deep within the depths of Alion's being, a timeless struggle raged, a battle between two primal forces, each vying for dominance over his very soul. On one side stood Adolf the White Wolf, representing purity, goodness, and the light that guided his every step. On the other side loomed Azeroth, the Great Wolf, embodiment of darkness, malevolence, and the lure of forbidden power. It also kind of since I'm kind of laying a foundation for a world, the first couple of chapters are a lot of lore and explaining things a little bit, setting the stage, I guess. So don't get bored, we'll get into the story. Now I lost my spot. Okay. They were the opposing forces locked in eternal conflict, their influence permeating every thought, every decision, and every action. Within the vast expanse of Alion's mind, the clash of these opposing wolves echoed through his thoughts, like an unceasing storm raging amidst the depths of his consciousness. Adolf whispered words of compassion, righteousness, and the noble path of honor. Azeroth, on the other hand, seduced with promises of dominance, strength, and the allure of unfathomable power. Their relentless battle waged, tugging Alion's heart in opposing directions like the ebb and flow of opposing tides. Adolf the White Wolf emanated a warmth and radiance that filled Alion's spirit with hope. He urged Alion to embrace his noble heritage, to safeguard the innocent, and protect the realms from the encroaching darkness. Adolf's words resonated with an unwavering conviction, reminding Alion that he was destined for greatness, not as a conqueror but as a beacon of light. Yet Azeroth, the great wolf, lurked in the shadows, his voice with a seductive whisper that resonated with desires and ambitions Alion had long suppressed. Azeroth enticed Alion with promises of unrivaled power, the means to reshape the world to his whims, and the intoxicating thrill of domination. He stoked the embers of latent darkness, awakening a primal hunger within Alion's soul. The battle waged relentlessly day and night as Adolf and Azeroth engaged in a dance of opposing forces. Alion, burdened with the weight of these internal conflicts, found solace in the knowledge that he was not alone. The ancient tales spoke of the duality that resided within all beings, a good and an evil wolf. It was the choices one made and the battles fought that defined the victor in this timeless struggle. As the internal battle raged, Alion sought guidance from the ancestral spirits and the wisdom of his forefathers. They reminded him that the true measure of a warrior lay not in the battles fought against others, but in the battles fought within oneself. To master the conflicting wolves within was to unlock the true potential that resided in the power of the Dichotome. With renewed determination, Alion vowed to channel the primal energies of both Adolf and Azeroth, transforming their discord into a symphony of purpose. He would harness the light and the darkness, wielding their power as a force for unity and justice. In embracing his inner conflict, Alion would rise above, transcending the limitations of his own being, and becoming a testament to the unyielding spirit that resides within us all. The internal war would persist, but within the crucible of his soul, Alion had discovered that it was in the conflict that his true strength lay, a strength that would guide him through the trials that await. So there we go. Setting you just again like the first several short chapters are about setting the stage of the world and the character. And yeah, so just a lot of background stuff. But there's only a little bit more, and then we'll get into the story. So we'll get into chapter 4. Chapter 4, The Old Kingdom. To recount the story of the Old Kingdom, one must start with Alion, the warrior king. It is Alion's journey that demands our attention. Alion, the formidable ruler, held dominion over Wolda, a kingdom nestled at the base of the mighty giant's rise. This mountain surpassed many others in height, surpassing even many of the lower peaks of the mountains of the giants. Ages ago these mountains were said to be inhabited by men of immense stature, standing 10 feet tall. Yet they were not true giants, but possessed a wisdom and benevolence that their dumber relatives did not have in other parts of the world. Their strength was fearsome, reserved only for dire circumstances, and their disposition preferred peace over bloodshed, and Alion was of their descent. Wolda, a fortified city kingdom, found itself embraced by formidable walls encircling the north, east, and south sides of the mountain's base. These walls stretched for miles, providing protection and security. The Great Wall of Wolda, though not the one known today, extended even further, standing larger and taller. It was a mighty fortification, shielding the kingdom from external threats. While its remnants now lie hidden beneath the grass, some vestiges of the ancient wall can still be found. As one traversed the mountain's western side, a sheer cliff guarded the city, ensuring its safety. On the other sides, the terrain sloped gently, hosting a tapestry of buildings, including small castles, homes, and scattered fields where farmers toiled. The city was an economic masterpiece, with a large set of springs along the top of the mountain that all fell into a river, and many canals were dug to use the water for farming, mills, and plumbing, making fresh water available for every home. Nearly every family had their own livestock and grew small gardens. The city was self-sufficient down to every home, as any truly strong kingdom should be. When the local community cannot provide for itself all its needs, then that society, no matter how grand it is doomed to fail. At the pinnacle of the eastern slope stood the imposing king's castle, Aegius, the Eye of the Giant. 3 grand towers graced the north, south, and east, overseeing their designated realms within the kingdom. On the mountain's western edge, a solitary tower rose, taller than the rest, providing a commanding view over the western lands. Thus, within the halls of Aegius, the giant's eye, our story commenced. A story woven with the deeds of Alion, the warrior king of old. His exploits, both noble and terrible, reverberated throughout the land. Now, kind of done setting the stage a little bit here. And we get into chapter 5, which is titled Loss. Chapter 5, Loss. Now we're actually getting to the story. my king, cried a guard as he burst through the front gate. Your wife and son have vanished. They were last seen journeying to a humble village to distribute food to its inhabitants. But the village was ambushed. Demons ravaged it, reducing it to ashes and claiming the lives of countless innocents. The guard reported, his voice filled with despair. Though the bodies were never recovered, the guard presented Alion with an amulet and his son's sword, discovered amidst the aftermath of the chaos. Alion stood frozen, unsure how to respond to the news. Yet in the face of adversity, he refused to succumb to despair. No, I shall not surrender to despair while there remains a glimmer of hope. Gather my finest warriors, I am going hunting. Raphe, my mentor and companion, I entrust the kingdom to your capable hands in my absence. Govern it wisely, as you have done for many years. Indeed, my king, your return shall witness a kingdom even more glorious than when you departed, Raphe assured him. I have no doubt, my loyal friend. Your efforts shall be rewarded tenfold upon my return, Alion replied. Armed with his sword and shield, Alion stormed out of the castle, accompanied by his loyal warriors. They converged at the city center, making preparations and gathering provisions for the arduous journey that lay ahead. Together, Alion and his men embarked on a perilous quest to eradicate the malevolent demon horde and rescue his beloved family. Months passed, with relentless searching in every corner of the land. They scoured caves, vanquished demons, and infiltrated their fortresses, yet found no trace or tidings of his missing kin. After more than a year of ceaseless pursuit, Alion received a message from his faithful friend urging him to return home. Trouble brewed among the people, discontent festering in his prolonged absence. He heeded the call, returning to his homeland in the very heart of the village, where his family was last seen. Alion erected a solemn gravestone. Carved upon it were the words. Carved upon it were the words, "From the seed of ash and war, courage shall rise again." These were the prophetic words of the village elder, a beacon of hope for an heir to Alion's throne someday. Alion mourned deeply, his spirit clinging to dwindling hope for a year, only to witness its heartbreaking failure. Returning to his kingdom, Alion no longer basked in the adoration of his people. The chaos that unfolded during his absence had sown seeds of resentment among them. Raphe had dutifully guided the kingdom, yet grievances persisted, for the demon raids were getting worse and many villages had perished. Alion cherished his family above all else. At his side once stood his beloved wife, Alea, and their young son, Alion II. They were his light, his source of joy and inspiration amidst the tumultuous world they inhabited. They were his meaning. Now without them, he must find it again ere his kingdom collapses. Alion II and Alea were not merely ordinary companions. They were skilled warriors in their own right, possessing strength and courage that matched Alion's own. In an effort to shield his family from the relentless demon raids that plagued their land, Alion made a difficult decision. He sent Alea and their son on a journey south where it was believed to be safer and more peaceful. Their destination was a small village nestled amidst tranquil surroundings, a place where they intended to provide aid by delivering much-needed food and supplies. Alion watched them depart with a mix of pride and worry. Alea, with her grace and deadly precision in battle, was a force to be reckoned with. Alion II, despite his tender age, displayed a remarkable skill with a sword that mirrored his father's prowess. The family's bond was unbreakable, and their determination to protect one another was unwavering. Days turned into weeks, and Alion found solace in knowing that his beloved wife and son were far from the chaos that consumed their kingdom. However, the weight of their absence gnawed at his heart, and a persistent unease lingered in his every thought. Then news reached Alion. The demon raids had grown fiercer, spreading like a wildfire across the land. Reports trickled in, speaking of villages ravaged, homes reduced to ashes, and lives lost. Panic gripped his soul as he desperately sought any tidings of his cherished ones. Word finally arrived, bearing a message that shattered his spirit. The small village that Alea and Alion II had ventured to had fallen victim to the very evil they sought refuge from. The demons had descended upon it, leaving destruction and sorrow in their wake. Grief and fury surged within Alion's heart. He mourned not only for the villagers who had perished, but also for the loss of his precious family. The depths of his sorrow threatened to consume him, but his spirit remained unyielding. In that moment, Alion vowed to honor the memory of his beloved wife and son. Their spirits would forever guide his actions, lending strength to his cause. With renewed determination, he would fight relentlessly against the forces that had stolen all things important from him. Alion the warrior king would ensure that his kingdom would never again witness such devastation. He would forge a legacy that would honor the courage and sacrifices of Alea and Alion II. Their memory would live on, inspiring him to reclaim all that was lost and protect the realm they loved. Time wore on, and Alion found himself adrift, his purpose obscured. Bereft of family and the trust of his people, he lost sight of his once noble calling. Idleness became his companion, and he sought solace in the allure of women and the revelry of entertainers within the castle halls. But in idleness a malevolent force found purchase. Evil crept into Alion's soul, awakening a dormant monster he had long suppressed. One fateful night, as weariness claimed him, Alion's slumber was disturbed by the clamor of voices within his mind. Azeroth and Adolf, locked in a fierce battle, waged war in the depths of his consciousness. Alion, contemplating indulgence with more women to fill his days upon the throne, disregarded the escalating turmoil within. The voices grew louder, escalating into a tumultuous cacophony. Suddenly a resounding, thunderous voice pierced. First it laughed, then it howled. Alion's eyes flew open as he crashed onto the cold floor, awakening from a horrifying nightmare. "What happened to me?" Alion asked, bewildered. The guard responded, "You were consumed by a fit of rage while asleep. I had to subdue you and bring you back to consciousness." Confused and fatigued, Alion returned to his bed, his mind clouded with the events that had just unfolded. Drifting back into sleep, he heard a haunting voice whispering in the depths of darkness. "I have returned," the voice echoed through his mind. Startled, Alion jolted awake once more, only to find his kingdom in ruins. Ashes filled the air as people screamed and fled the crumbling city. Amidst the chaos, his own guard advanced toward him, but a strange sensation stirred within his chest. Before him stood Azeroth, ethereal and ominous. "Do not let these insignificant I can't even read. Do not let these insignificant men threaten you," Azeroth declared. "Grant me permission and we shall share a form. Last night I possessed you in your slumber and brought destruction upon this city, for you resisted my control. Join forces with me, Alion, for we are intertwined since the beginning of your existence." Alion questioned, "Is it you stirring within my chest? What do you seek to do to me?" "I am trapped within you, Alion. Set me free and I shall inflict no further pain upon you. I will grant you strength surpassing any mortal," Azeroth enticed. "No," Alion shouted. "Look at the havoc you have already wreaked. If this is a result of unwilling control, who can fathom the destruction that would be unleashed if I granted you full dominion? We shall continue to clash, causing more devastation if I must, for it would be better than letting you take it with my consent." Thus Azeroth and Alion battled within the recesses of Alion's mind for days, until both were drained of strength and Alion collapsed, exhausted, to the ground. Guards discovered him and bound him with unyielding iron chains, imprisoning him in the strongholds beneath the towering giant's rise. In the deepest cell reserved for the most notorious criminals, Alion was confined. With their king transformed into a monstrous being, the people found themselves leaderless. Some survivors demanded Alion's execution. Among them was Oath, II, a descendant of the northern barbarians who had rebelled against Alion's father. Oath II, seizing control of the city at the foot of the giants and enslaving those who refused to submit, and claimed Alion's castle as his own and usurped the throne. Unaware of Alion's whereabouts, Oath II witnessed the smoke billowing from the city, perceiving an opportunity to launch an assault on whatever remained. Deep within his prison cell, Azeroth whispered, "I can free us from this prison. Who knows what chaos has befallen your kingdom? It must be worse off than when I ruled, Alion. Ceasing resisting, you have lost everything. Your people scattered, your city ablaze, and your family gone. No one can aid you now, not even the great Creator." From the depths of the prison a resounding howl emerged, an unsettling shriek that echoed through the night. The ground quaked, causing villagers to flee in panic. The howl intensified, reverberating with an eerie clarity, as if even distant cities could hear its ominous call. "Welcome, Azeroth," Alion acknowledged. "I have descended so far that even my own people have imprisoned me. How dare they turn their backs on me? They rejected my pleas for stronger defenses in the outer villages, and now they are likely bribed by demonic forces. I welcome the darkness that takes me, for if I am treated as a tyrant, I will act like one and show them the punishment for such betrayals as they have committed." That was a longer chapter. That was chapter 5. Now to chapter 6. I'm going to end the stream here and pick it up probably tomorrow at chapter 6. If you join me, thanks for joining, and I will see you later.